Hi everyone, this is Anita. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Remote Alice Exposure. So today, what we are going to discuss, as we in last video, I told you about how we can solve equation on Excel. So today we will basically extend that topic and we will try to solve the linear programming on Excel. Okay. Without wasting any time, let's go further and start our lecture today. So basically, just give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So today we will focus on this question and then we will proceed further how we can do the linear programming on Excel. Okay. Okay, then start. So here we are basically given the information uh, regarding a question, and we have to do on Excel how we can solve the linear programming equation graphically over there. Before starting this one, I would like to go back in the last video where I told you regarding how we can solve the equation. Here I told you we should have this information, and with the help of this one, we have to get all these four things and then we can find out our values. Here we are going to discuss about how we can get the values for the linear programming. Okay, we will have the objective. Earlier we set the objective, but it was in the form of equation. But here we are given a particular objective for which we have to solve the equation. As I mentioned in the last video, in the linear programming, it can be maximize or minimize the profit, such kind of things. So it will be there, and accordingly we have to solve the equation. Okay, then start. So in it, we are given the outdoor furniture corporation manufactures two products, benches and picnic tables for use in yards and parks. Okay, so we have two things here. One is benches and the other is we have tables. We can name as B and T. Okay, give me just 2 minutes. So we have benches as well as table. Okay, the next thing they are saying, uh, just 1 minute. Yeah, now we can proceed further. Okay, so we are having benches and tables, and the next thing is the firm has two main resources: its carpenters and a supply of redwood for use in furniture. Okay, so these are basically our constraints that we are using. I will told you regarding this later. So what they are? One is labor force, or we can call it as a carpenter, and the other thing is we have redwood. Okay, so these are two constraints. The next thing is during the next production cycle, 1200 hours of labor are available under a union agreement. So that's why I was calling it as constraints, because they are limited. We are having only 1200 labor hours that we can use for our production. And the other thing is the firm has a stock of 3500 board feet of good quality redwood. So we have only 3500 feet of redwood in quantity that we can use for our production. Okay. Each bench that outdoor furniture produces require 4 labor hours and 10 board feet of redwood. It means if you want to produce a bench, then what you will require, that is 4 labor hours plus 10 board feet of redwood. Okay, I can call labor hour as L and redwood as R. The same thing is that each picnic table takes 6 labor hours and 35 board feet of redwood. It means for a table, I will require 6 labor hours plus 35 feet of redwood. Okay, I can modify this one as well. Okay, so these are my things, and this one I already highlighted for you. The next one, completed benches will yield a profit of 9 each. It means on a bench I will have a profit of 9 each, and on a table that is $20 each. Okay, so that is my profit for a bench and for a table. Okay, furthermore, how many benches and tables should outdoor furniture produce in order to obtain the largest maximum possible profit? So we have to find out this one and this one. Okay, so our focus will be on both. The next one, use the graphical linear approach. Okay, linear programming approach. So these are the information that we will use for finding out the values for benches and tables, and the maximum profit should be there for both of them. So let's start. Before solving any equation, we firstly, what we do, we should have an equation, and then we talk about 4 things, that is coefficient, our objective, constraints, and our variables. Okay, so first, the first thing that we have to make is equation. Okay, and then after equation we will get the information from the equation. So here is the equation. No, this is only, they are saying for a bench we need this one. Okay, why it is not an equation? Like they are saying 4 labor hour and 10 redwood we will require for a bench. Then how you will limit it to these two things? So for that we have to modify it, like we have to take the equation in the form of these constraints. So how we can do it? Let's start. So in it, what we can do, we can say if we have labor force 1200 hours, okay, then how we can bifurcate it in between bench and table. Accordingly, we have to formulate the equation. So we can say, for if we are having 1200 hours, it means they are available for 4 benches and 6 table each. Okay, because for a bench 6 labor hours, and for a table, sorry, for a bench 4 labor hours, and a table 6 labor hours are required. Okay, for each table. Okay, there we are talking about only one table or one bench. Okay, so here we can say 4 labor hours plus for one bench plus 6 labor hours for one table, it should not be greater than 1200. Okay, so that is our equation. So here we can insert a symbol. It should not be greater than 1200. Okay, so we can insert this symbol. So that is our equation basically. I can highlight it for you so that it can easily visible. Okay, or I can zoom as well. So this is my equation. 4 labor hour for a bench plus 6 labor hour for a table should not be greater than 1200. The second thing is 10 redwood for a bench, uh, 10 feet redwood for a bench, and 35 feet redwood for a table should not be greater than 3500. So the equation will be 10 redwood plus 35 redwood should not be greater than, I can take it from here, copy, paste. It should not be greater than 3500. Okay, so here you bifurcate the equation. Okay, but how you can identify this one is for your bench and table? For this, what you can do, instead of labor hours, you can write there this is for bench, so you can write B over here and T over here. I wrote earlier to make you understand what we are going to do. Now I am changing it for you so that we can identify this one is for labor bench and this one is for table. Okay, earlier I told you this one is I took from here and this one from here, but now I am writing this one so that you can understand this one is for your bench and this one is for table. Okay, so that is my equation basically. So I can name it as 1 and 2. Okay, so the next thing what we do, uh, actually there is in linear programming we have to set two more equations that are for our these two informations. Okay, so what is this? Like the benches and tables, as you know very well, it can be either 0 or it can be positive. It can't be negative. So for that purpose, what we do, we put our constraint on that as well, in the form of like uh, this one. We have to insert symbol again one more time. For that part, it should be equal to 0 or greater than 0. Okay, so that is my symbol for this one. As I told you, it should not be negative. Okay, it should be either 0 or greater than 0. So these two constraints also I have to set in my equations. And the last constraint, last equation that I have to formulate is for profit. Okay, in profit they are saying it should be 9 each for a bench and 20 each for table. So for profit, my equation should be 9 each for my benches, that is B. I can write over here 9B plus 24 tables. So 20T I can write. Okay, it means for each bench I will earn a profit of 9 and for table I will earn a profit of 20. Then how much maximum it should be, I have to find out. Okay, so basically I will need all these three informations furthermore, and then I will find out my answer. And you know very well, when we solve the equation, we need so many things like firstly we have to find out the coefficient. Here we will find out the coefficient for uh, bench and table. Okay, so if I look at the first equation here, 4b plus 60, it should be less than equal to 1200. So here the coefficient of b is 4. Coefficient of b means what? I told you in the last video, it is the value along with b. And the coefficient of t is 6. The same thing in the second equation, coefficient of b is 10. The coefficient of b is 10 and coefficient of t is 35. And on the right side, the coefficients are 1200 and 3500. Okay, so that's the thing we have to find out. And after that, what we do, we have to set our variables. Variables means what? It means the value that will change in the equation or the value that we have to find out. So here b and t are the values that we have to find out over here. So that is the next thing. Furthermore, we have to find out the next thing that we focus on are constraints. All right. So constraints we have basically 4 constraints. These are my constraints. Constraints means my limiting factors. Like this should not be more than 1200, this should not be more than 3500, this should be more than 0, this should be more than 0. So these are my constraints that I have to put in my mind. Okay, so here I will write out. So my first constraint is 4b plus 60. 4 into B means benches, plus 6 into T means table, and it should not be more than 1200. The same thing I will do for the second equation, 10, that is 10B plus 35T. 10 into B plus 35 into T. And it also should not be more than 3500. And the next one is B should be more than or equal to 0. It should be more than equal to what? 0. And the second one, table should also be more than or equal to 0. So I have set my constraints. And the last one, what I have to do, my objective. What is my objective? Where I want to go? So my objective is I have to obtain the largest possible profit. It means I have to obtain my maximum profit. Okay. So for maximum profit, my equation is 9b plus 20t. Okay. 9b means 9 into, we have to set the formula. 9 into B means what? Benches, plus 20 into T. 20 into T means what? Table. Okay. So that is my objective, for which I have to find out my values. So the next thing what we do, we go on data and then on solver, and then we set our limitations. We will reset all of them. Okay. And then we will start further. We have to use the information from this part, from all of them. This one. We have to use the information from all of them. Okay. So what we will do, we will start from our objective. Our objective is this one, and it should be maximum, minimum, or value of what? It should be maximum, because we are looking for the maximum profit. So our objective should be maximum. The next thing is changing variable. Which variable we are going to change? This and this. The changing variable means what? It means the value of variables we are going to find out. The next one is constraints. Subject to constraints means my limitation, my limiting factor that are limiting me to a particular point. So this one, that is limiting me to 1200. It should not be more than 1200. It means the second one is this one. It should not be more than 3500. The next one is this one. It should be more than or equal to 0. And the last one, we have to firstly do one, and then we can proceed further. And the last one, this one, it should be more than or equal to 0. So these are my 4 constraints. So I have set all the things in my dialog box. First one, my objectives. Second one, my variables. The next one, my constraints. And after that, make unconstrained variables non-negative. Yeah. And then simplex LP, and then go for solve. Why I am choosing non-negative? Because as I told you, it should not be less than 0, or it should not be negative, because my benches can be either positive or 0. It can't be negative. You can't say I have made negative 1 bench, 2 bench. No, you have to say 1 bench, 2 bench, 3 bench, or either 0. Okay. So this is my equation. Keep solver. Okay. Solution, we will click over that, and then we will click on OK. So that is my answer. Okay. So here also we can go for our absolute value. So it means I have to make 263 benches and 25 tables for having a profit of 286.2.5. So this one I should have if I want to have a maximum profit. Okay. So this was the linear programming solution that we can do. It is just a simple linear equation solving. Only the new thing is that we have to set our objective and we have to limiting our constraints as per the requirement, and accordingly we can find out our values. So it means we have to make this one for having the this one. So we can go on our requirement as well. They are also asking for this one: how many benches and tables should outdoor furniture produce to obtain the largest maximum profit or possible profit? So the answer is the manufacturing furniture corporation should manufacture or should go for 263 benches and 25 tables for having a maximum profit that is 2862.5. The same thing you do on the linear programming by making the equation and then you draw it and then you find the points on the equation and then on each point you find the value for your maximum profit, the equation this one, on which the highest value given on a particular point that we selected. Okay, but what Excel do for us, it identify all the constraints and the variables and then it calculate this value for us and this one also, and find out that on these points you will get your maximum profit. Otherwise on manually what we do, we draw a graph on a graph paper and locate the points, and for each point in a feasible region, bounded region, we find out our values for each point and then we select the maximum possible value that we find out. But here the table, the dialog box appear as it was earlier. I can do it one more time for you. Here we have to give the command and then accordingly it find out the value for us. Okay, so in this way we can find out our values. So that's all for today. I just expanded the equation portion so that you can find out how we can solve the equation in linear programming as well when we are given the limiting factors under which we have to solve the equation. The main difference in this video and the last video is that in this one we are having the constraints, but in the last one we were not having the constraints. Accordingly we were solving the values. So in this way we can solve the value under linear programming as well. So okay guys, that's all for today. We will meet in the next video. And yes, I would like to say, if you are liking my work, if you're liking my videos, then please like, share, subscribe my channel, my videos. And furthermore I would like to say, please comment on comment section, right? If you want some suggestion, if you want to give some suggestions and any video you want regarding any learning things, I can do it for you. Okay, okay then, bye bye, have a nice day. Thank you.